Welcome to Lesson 5. This is part 1 of 3 parts. Be sure you have completed all videos from all previous lessons before watching Lesson 5. In Lesson 5, we're going to see how we can track project progress once the project is underway. As with the other lessons, you are going to see some instruction on features, screenshots guiding you on these features, some opportunities to review the videos, and practice with the software, then check your work against my results. You may need to watch the videos more than once and/or pause in key places to review the screenshots of results. Although you didn't make substantial changes to your project plan as a result of Lesson 4, we will be making some considerable changes in the lesson. Be sure to follow along carefully, since one of the Blackboard quizzes will ask you some questions about your project file to make sure you have been practicing and getting the correct results. Once you finish a project plan and are confident the project can start and be measured by it as a model of project time, you will need to create a baseline. A baseline is a snapshot of the finished plan that is used for comparative purposes as you record future progress. We are now ready to leave planning mode and start the work of the project. By creating a baseline of our plan and tracking progress against it, we can answer questions such as, are resources starting and finishing their assignments as planned? Are resources spending more or less time than they estimated? This will be useful information for future projects with similar tasks. If there are slips, will we be able to make up the time? Are we in line with the budget? And if we are behind budget, is there anything we can do to get back on track? So the very next step at the end of planning is to save a baseline. The baseline is a snapshot of the key fields in project as shown in the table. Project can actually store up to 11 baselines for one plan. So when you have developed the plan as much as you can and you are ready to enter actual values, you will need to save a baseline. Insert the word tracking into your plan file name so we can keep it separate going forward. On the Project tab, in the Schedule group, click Set Baseline, then click on Set Baseline. The settings are illustrated on the next slide. Here's what the baseline setting dialog box should look like. You are going to baseline the entire project. As we move forward, we will want to examine if we've deviated from the baseline plan and by how much. This is called the variance. Using the variance table, we can easily see the necessary data. Note start and finish and baseline start and finish are side by side for easy comparison. We also see the amount of variance from the starting date and ending date. Variances are currently 0 since we haven't actually completed any work yet. Let's start our navigation session on baselines. Tracking project progress is one of the easiest parts of Microsoft Project. I'd like to, however, encourage you to save a copy of your unbaselined file and your unbaselined plan before you get underway. So we have our plan visible here, and we want to make sure that the most recent changes are saved. We'll come to the Backstage view, do a File Save As, and I'll just save this back on my computer. And I'm going to insert the word tracking. You'll notice now we're editing the tracking version of the plan. Now, the other thing I want to make sure you understand is that once you go into tracking mode, you should resist tinkering with the project plan. Those little changes that you might make will begin to add up as variance, and as the variance adds up, you may have a difficult time sorting out what was caused by your little modifications and what was caused by real issues in project progress. So one way you can take care of that is if you tinker with the plan a little bit, pretty it up, make some minor changes, save a new baseline, save a new tracking version, and move forward from there. But hopefully you would encounter that. So let's just start with creating a baseline for our plan now. I'm going to come to the Project tab, and in the baseline group, I'll set baseline, should say the schedule group. Notice I can create up to 11 baselines. I can also baseline parts of the plan. I don't necessarily recommend that, but it might be good for a large project that's using rolling wave planning. But for now, let's just baseline the entire project. And we're done. So the next step is to see if we have any variance, and we shouldn't because we really haven't completed any work. So let's go to View, Tables, and choose Variance. You'll notice that I have Start, Finish, Baseline, Start, and Finish, and a starting and finishing variance. So I'm beginning to track the variance of my project. So that's all for this navigation session. Now it's time for you to practice. Save a baseline of your plan, view the variance table, and resave your file. Lesson 5 consists of 3 parts. You have just completed part 1 of 3. Please proceed to watch part 2.